Wakey, wakey, the Kellogg's football camps are here, all over the country. It's game on. Learn new skills, make new friends, and have loads of fun at your local clubs. Grab your boots for a summer of football at the Kellogg's football camps. Parents, buy a promotional pack of Cocoa Pops, Rice Krispies and cornflakes before the end of June to claim a free day. To the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we will be speaking about a player who has the country and the world very excited. A player with an unbelievable amount of talent and a player who is still so very young. Of course, in this episode, we're going to be talking about Kobbie Mainoo. A couple of your shout-outs before we get going. The first one is from Finley. And Finley says, "Hi Darren, I am originally from London, but I now live in Toronto, Canada. Me and my mum listen to your podcast every single night, and my mum has become a bit of a football expert. I have recently become a super listener on Patreon, and I love all the episodes you have done on there as well, especially the one on Peter Crouch, because I love his celebration. Please can you do an episode on Manuel Neuer? Thanks and bye from Finley." Well, Finley, a massive shout out to you and thank you so much for being a listener of the podcast and thank you for being a super listener as well. You are helping to keep the podcast flowing. The next one and the last one for this episode is from Bethany in Leeds. She says, "Hi Darren, my name is Bethany and I am a Leeds United fan. Can you please do an episode on Leeds United? And I can't wait for Leeds to play Portsmouth next season in the Championship. Thanks for all the amazing podcasts, Bethany. Brackets and Dad." Well, Bethany, a massive shout out to you and a huge shout out to all the Leeds United fans. Leeds. And the fixtures for the Championship have just come out, haven't they? And did you see who Leeds would be playing on the first game of the season? Oh yeah, it's going to be Pompey at Leeds, away at Ellen Road. What an absolute cracker to kick the season off in the 24-25 period. Thank you both of you for your shout-outs and your messages, and a big shout-out to everybody who's been getting in touch at footballforkidspodcast@gmail.com. Now, before we really get into this episode, as Kobbie Mainoo is so young and so early into his career, this episode won't be as long as the episodes we have done previously, but I'm sure we'll end up doing more episodes on him as time goes by. But for now, let's get into it. Kobbie Mainoo was born on the 19th of April 2005 in Stockport, Greater Manchester. Kobbie was born to parents who are from Ghana, and he grew up in Stockport, and playing football was a huge part of his life from such a young age. Kobbie Mainoo went to a school in Cheadle where he used to love playing football on the school field with his mates. The PE teacher then, who used to teach him, who is still a PE teacher at the school now, remembers him well. And he remembers this boy in year 3 playing football with his head up, scanning the football pitch, rather than having to constantly concentrate on the ball while it was at his feet. He remembers how talented and how good Kobbie Mainoo was from the very start. And because of that, he had every belief that Mainoo would go on to do big things. Kobbie remembers playing football in the week, on the weekends, and pretty much at every opportunity he was allowed to. He would play wherever he could, in the parks, in the gardens, in the fields, and in his living room, which his mum wasn't best pleased about. I'm sure there's lots of people listening who can relate to that. Are you one of them? The reason his mum probably wasn't the happiest about him playing football in the house is because he was known for breaking things in the house. Oops. Kobbie joined Cheadle and Gatley Football Club when he was young, and then, at around 9 years old, he got the opportunity to play for Manchester United in the youth academy. Kobbie trained really hard as a youngster. He listened to his coaches and his peers, and he tried to improve on the areas that he needed to improve on. He also was an amazing listener, and listening is one of the most important things about getting better at whatever it is you're doing. My granddad used to say to me, "There's a reason you've got one of these," and pointed to his mouth, and two of these, and pointed to his ears. I would look at him confused, and then he would then inform me that I need to talk half the amount that I should listen. He also played a fair bit of futsal, which helped him with his speed, agility, having the ball tight to his feet, and always having to look over his shoulder to see if there was anybody onto him. This is something which all midfielders need to be very good at. Kobbie liked the style of Paul Scholes when he was younger and growing up. He just enjoyed watching him play football. Oh, and Paul Scholes, in case you were wondering, is one of Manchester United's greatest ever midfielders. Paul was interviewed and asked about Kobbie Mainoo, and he said he believes that Mainoo could be one of the best players on the planet. Pretty good to be getting that sort of feedback from somebody you looked up to as a kid. Kobbie made his way through the Manchester United Youth Academy and had a lot of success, especially when playing in the Manchester United under-18s with the likes of Garnacho. Mainoo and Garnacho won the FA Youth Cup together, and Kobbie has said that he and Garnacho are really close and they work really well together. The hard work, dedication and never giving up attitude from Mainoo earned him a professional contract with Manchester United in May 2022. And it wasn't long after this that he was training and playing with the first team. Kobbie Mainoo ended up making his Manchester United first team debut in the Carabao Cup in a game against Charlton. One of the things which stood out about Mainoo in this was not only his serious ability with a football, but he was unbelievably calm. And not only in this game, but in all games. Whether it's for United, whether it's for England, whether it's the FA Cup final, Kobbie Mainoo is a player who's got a cool head on his shoulders. And when you've got a cool head on your shoulders, you can think a lot better. Talking of England, Mainoo has been representing his country of England in the under-17s, the under-18s and in the under-19s. He got his first call-up to the senior squad in a friendly against Brazil and was picked to be a part of a final squad in Gareth Southgate's England team in Germany 2024. All of this for a kid who is just 19 years old. It's simply incredible. There have already been many notable Kobbie Mainoo performances at Manchester United, but one that really stands out was a game against Wolves, when he weaved in and out of the Wolves defenders, finding his way into the box, and then just so calmly tucked the ball past the keeper and scored the winner for United. Another one which was outstanding was a goal against Liverpool. The ball went from Garnacho to Wan-Bissaka to Mainoo, who is in the tightest of angles, surrounded by defenders. He turned around with ease and then swiftly, with his right foot, curled the ball into the goal. The commentators and everyone in the stadium went bonkers. Kobbie Mainoo is a natural footballer and a footballer who has bags of ability. He's slick, fast, powerful, and has the mindset to go all the way. He's only 19 years old, and he's already played in a major competition for his country. Mainoo is without doubt one of the next superstars of English football. We will undoubtedly be doing more episodes on him in the future, because his career is just getting started. So remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And remember that Kellogg's have amazing football camps taking place throughout the school summer holidays all across the country. In fact, they're in 73 different locations across the UK. The camps are for 5 to 15-year-olds and are in partnership with the EFL, Manchester City, Celtic and Rangers with FA approved coaches. To sign up today, grab a promotional pack of Kellogg's cereal, find the camp code and redeem a free place at www.kellogsfc.com. Terms and conditions apply.